Everyone, welcome back to another real-time edit. Today I have this really fun Marsh Wren here doing the rocking the Van Damme split. They're always so funny when they do that. These birds have such character, they really do. Really good exposure on this one. I'm really happy with, and it's always the case. Almost always, you're always shooting through a lot of reeds at these marshy locations. So I do want to leave the top of that one in. Just going to crop in just a tiny bit, and then I want to make sure I'm pretty centered here. There we go. Nice and centered on that. Let's see, exposure up a tad just because that's close to white, and so I want to get it closer to that. Shadows up, give me a little bit more detail on that shadow side. Blacks back down for contrast. I'm going to throw a radial gradient on here, and then just subtly darken the outside, and then I'll throw the graduated filter on the bottom and just darken that a little bit. And there we go. Not a lot else to do here. Color-wise, looks pretty good. I'm just going to do the rest of the enhancements in Photoshop. Pretty clean light here, so not a lot to mess with in Lightroom. So I definitely have some cloning I want to take care of here. First thing being these little, let's see, oops. Let me grab the right tool here. These little grasses on this side here. So spot healing brush on a blank layer. I'll hit them up. See if I can just get rid of them. That was close to good, and then we'll just clean it up with the clone tool. All right, back to the spot healing brush. It's probably not going to work so well out there, so I'll just do that with the clone tool. Again, worked really good, but I'll just smooth it out. Or I guess I shouldn't say really good. It worked decent, but just needs a little fixing with the clone tool here. And then I'll just get rid of this with the clone tool. Just kind of fade that in. There we go. All right, and then this is the really obnoxious one. This one that goes right behind the bird back there. So I like this distant out of focus one, but this piece of grass was, I guess, one of these ones going to seed like that, and it's a little too close. So I'm just going to try and get rid of that, and we'll see how this works. I'm just going to use the clone tool here because I don't think any automatic method in Photoshop, at least in my mind, is going to work that great. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some quick cloning here. Shouldn't be too bad. Thankfully it's soft back there, so I can just kind of blend this sucker out, and just make it kind of match the shape of what it was already existing there. And I'm just kind of going back and forth from the left and the right, and I think that looks pretty legit, I would say, on the top half there. And then we just obviously need to get rid of the bottom half, spearing him from below, because it wouldn't make sense to have it there and then just not at the top so much. And then, yeah, we can just use that texture to just kind of fade that piece of grass out right there, and that looks really good. All right, add a layer mask to that layer like I just did. I'll paint this back out and then be a little bit more precise when I bring the edge back. And so again, I do this method because it allowed me to use a big soft brush when I was cloning and just sort of blend everything together in the background, right? If I tried to be this precise when I was cloning originally, I'd probably not be able to make everything so smooth in this area. And so it's really nice to just be sloppy with your cloning and then get precise with the mask. So now I'm going to use a pressure sensitive brush with my tablet here, and then just kind of try to leave this rough feathered edge along the bottom there and not kind of overlap any of those or get rid of them, And that way I can leave everything kind of a little softer and more natural looking along the bottom here, instead of just using a really hard edge brush with no opacity, So something like that looks pretty darn good, I would say. And just one little annoying spot right there, and maybe just this horizontal piece because everything else is so really nice and vertical. So let me just smooth that out right there. And last little annoyance right there. All right. So that's looking good. I want more detail on the right side here just a little bit. So I'll just lighten that up a little and then just kind of fade it down to the bottom here. a little too much there. Make sure I didn't paint any onto the background. And then I'll put another dodge layer on because I really just want to kind of kick this eyeball and the catch light on it. And then I'll just kick the catch light on this side as well. Let's really just real subtly lighten the throat in there. Sorry, I was painting with the wrong color. That's why nothing was happening. And let me see if I went too far with that. Yep, a little too far with the throat. Oops. So I'll back off of that just a bit. There we go. That's subtle. A little bit of burning along the bottom left here. Just this bright spot right there. Right there. This side's pretty good. And then I just want to go with a little bit more blue up in the sky there. So I'm just going to throw another curves adjustment layer on and then just come in and give a few swipes across the top here to just paint that in a little bit more blue. And then I think I am done. So before, after. Yeah, see how much that cleans up that background behind him? So now I'm noticing there's like a bit of an odd green splotch right up there. So let me just kind of clean that, just smooth that out a little bit. And then again, just add the layer mask back to it and kind of clean that out. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that's fun. So before, after. All right, let me save this. I'll go back into Lightroom, show you the total before and after. While I'm waiting for that to happen, just a reminder, if you want to learn more about these edits that I'm doing, hop on over to rayhennessy.com, go to the workshop section. You can sign up for mentorships to do it ongoing, or just head to the online workshops and look for the remote session there to join me. You can ask me anything you want, and I will be an open book and tell you everything I'm doing and show you step by step how I do it, instead of just flying through it like I do in these real-time edits. Anyway, here's our before and after. Again, nothing major here, but definitely cleaned up the background there, and the bird's standing out a little bit more pop to it, and just a fun pose with these goofball Marsh Wrens. So thanks so much for watching. I always enjoy you guys stopping by, and hope you enjoyed this one.